What's up, everybody? Welcome to Dad's Expensive Hobby.
What's up?
Today we are taking a look at the JADA Toys Ultra Street Fighter 2, the final challengers, Sagat. I finally got my hands on one of these. It took me a few extra weeks, but here he is, and holy shit, he does not disappoint. This freaking thing is enormous. I didn't believe it until I got it in hand. This thing is gigantic. Don't believe me? Here he is next to a regular JADA Street Fighters figure box. Look at the size difference. Absolutely no comparison. This thing is huge, but it is just like the other JADA Street Fighter boxes, just a shitload bigger. Right here is, right here's the front with big open window. And on the back, there is a picture of him in a pose and all the other player characters down here at the bottom. But that is enough about this box. I can't wait to get him open. So let's get him out of the box and take a closer look at him. All right, finally got him in hand. And oh my goodness, this is a nice figure. But before we talk about anything else, let's get him measured up really quick. He is 7.5 inches tall to the top of his head, and that would make the entire figure 19 and 19.5 centimeters. I think that works out all right. He is definitely bigger than all the other JADAs, but we'll stand them all side by side here in a minute. Let's look at his aesthetic, because my gosh, is it nice. Look at that figure. That is beautiful. The symmetry is really good. The proportioning, the arm length, the shape of the legs, the muscularity. Oh my goodness. Let's look at his face. That is a Sagat face. Look at that. Let's compare it to the picture that's on the front of the box, because we've got to kind of stain him like that. And that is pretty darn good. The scars on the temple of the head are a little different, but man, that is a nice Sagat face right there. They have definitely improved the way they do their faces. I love it. He's got that same kind of shading or topography. I think this is typography right here. On his muscles, and it all looks pretty good. There's one little spot like right down here on his abdomen where it doesn't quite line up. I'm not sure if the camera's going to show it to you, but it still looks pretty good. His scar is really nice. It's kind of indented. That's the way they did the sculpt. They didn't like sculpt it like it's out, it's indented, and it looks really good. Let's look at his back. It looks really nice, and that tampo shading is done good enough. His shorts look really good. There's a nice texture on the shorts. I like it. And the shorts, where the rest of the figure is kind of a matte finish, the shorts kind of have I want to say kind of like where the blue is anyway, like a metallic-ish kind of finish and paint to it. And it looks really nice. The red stripes are painted pretty well. And then just a white little square there, or rectangle, excuse me, on the front. His wraps look good, especially the ones on his hands. Look really nice, and it looks almost like they're dirty, like they put a little shading to kind of dirty up the wraps on the hands pretty well. Same thing for the feet, but the feet down here, the heels are painted, and it doesn't bother me. It might bother some people, but it doesn't bother me that because all this is the same stuff, and then they just kind of painted in where the heel is. If you can kind of see that, unless you're like looking for it, you would not notice it. And it looks good enough. They match the paint color up pretty well. Aesthetic wise, he looks really nice. He's got a butterfly, which we'll explore here more in a minute, but it didn't cut the sculpt of the chest up too bad. I like the eye patch on his head, and again, the scars on the neck and the head are done pretty well. So his aesthetic is awesome. Let's take a look at his accessories really quick. Obviously comes with like this serious head sculpt here on him in the package, and it looks good. He also has, if I can pick it up, this other head sculpt right here, like a teeth gritting mean face right there, and this looks even better. I think I like this this look for him even better than the other one, so this will probably be the one that I would keep on the figure. He also comes with, as we saw, the two fist hands on him in the package, and he gets these two open hands right here, and these are nice.
It's not that hard.
God, I can't hold nothing. These are nice nice big open hands right here, and the wraps are done really well on them, and they've got fingernails and they look good. And he comes with this really awesome little fire effect here. I can't remember what this is called. I'll put it down in the bottom of the screen because I can't remember off the top of my head what this effect is called, and it comes with a nice clear acrylic stand just like all the other ones. This one is again a soft kind of rubbery type of plastic, translucent, starts at yellow in the front and kind of, you know, has a color gradient to like orangish red in the back, and it looks really nice. Let's compare him to some other figures real quick. Let's start with Ryu, his big rival, and he towers over Ryu, and he is supposed to, because I think Ryu is supposed to be, I think, 5'9", according to that Street Fighter 2 animated movie that came out in like 96 or something like that, and Sagat's supposed to be 7'5", so I think that works out really well, and they look like they're getting ready to beat the shit out of each other. Here he is next to the JADA Fei Long, and he towers over him, and I think that works really well. And here he is next to the Chun-Li from the JADA Street Fighter line, and they look really good next to each other as well. And here he is next to his boss, M. Bison, and I think that looks really good. I've always felt like M. Bison might be a little short in these figures, but either way, it looks really nice. And just to show you how big Sagat actually is in this line, here he is next to the figurized standard model kit version of Goku, and these are kind of tall figures, especially compared to the SH Figuarts, and he absolutely dwarfs Goku right there. And to give you an even better size comparison to show how big he is, here he is next to the NECA Freddy vs. Jason Voorhees figure, and Jason is just a little bit bigger than him. Let me stand them side by side so you can kind of get that. Jason is just a skosh bigger, and Jason is again a big figure. He's from NECA, and he's big for a 7-inch line. So this is a really big figure, and he looks pretty good. Ooh, I forgot to point out, there's just a little bit of a paint mishap right there.
Fuck.
On the foot on mine. Not a huge deal, definitely not a deal breaker, but I wanted to point that out. That could just be my figure. Anyways, let's move into his articulation, because he moves super good, just like every other JADA. His head can look down because his neck and his head move. Like, his neck doesn't move a big bunch, but it does move a little bit. But he can look down really well, look up decent, and he can move his head all the way around, and that's because he's on a double ball peg. Woo! And it's a nice double ball peg. Maybe a little bit skinnier of a post would give him a little bit more of a range. If you can see down in there in the neck, there's not a big bunch of room, but it still works for me. Now his shoulders, they go out to 90 with no problem. That is really good, and of course you get full rotation. And he's got a butterfly, as we talked about, and it'll go way back. They've cut room in there for his arms to come way back like that, and I like that. And get him like this, you can touch him out in front of him, and I like that really well. So the butterfly is done really well because it looks good and it gives you plenty of range of motion. He's got a bicep swivel that looks really good. Pinless double jointed elbow that doesn't look horrific. Tons of range, I like that. And the wrists are on a ball hinge like normal. Now, he has a diaphragm brake right here, and I think it's on a double ball peg in there, but don't hold me to it. I haven't taken him apart, and I will not. But he will crunch really good. Let me give you the entire, right here's neutral. And just on that diaphragm brake, he will crunch that forward that much. You do get some ledging here in the back. That's kind of unavoidable with a very functional diaphragm brake, so there you kind of take what you can get. He will lean back really far, and that looks really good. Little bit of ledging right here, but I do like the fact that the sculpt and the paint continued up through there, so that scar is still there, and that looks pretty good. You can twist him at that diaphragm brake, and you can lean him really well. I'm pretty sure he's on a ball peg down here in the waist, and you can twist him a little bit. Like, you can keep going, but I don't want to, because the way he's shaped, it'll start catching on the flexible plastic here of the top of his shorts. But you can, when you can put it all together, I mean, you can almost roll him up into a ball. So his articulation in that department is really good. Now for his hips, goes out to a side split with zero effort, and he is just on ball pegs up in there. I wish Marvel Legends would catch on that this is an easy thing to do, but anyways, yeah, that looks really, really nice. Has a pretty good front kick, maybe not as high as I would like for a Muay Thai fighter, but that's pretty darn good. He's got butt cheeks, And this is not like soft plastic really, so you're not going to get any kickback out of him. Not really. Thigh swivel is hidden up here in the shorts, and it functions just fine. Pinless double jointed knees, really good. The proportions are pretty good, maybe just a tad too long on the lower leg, but I'm not going to freak out because he is a video game character. But that looks really, really nice. Shin swivel is hidden in the foot wraps, so you get plenty of rotation out of that, obviously. Ankle is a ball hinge, and foot will kick all the way down. It'll come almost all the way up, and you get a nice ankle rocker out of it. That looks really good. Now his toe hinge is a pinless toe hinge, so it will go up, and it looks really good. That literally looks like the bottom of his foot, the ball of his foot, excuse me. I like that pretty well. But it'll also bend down, because toes can bend down a little bit, and I like the look of that as well. And it's hidden pretty well in the metatarsals of his foot. So his articulation is top-notch as well. He might be the best articulated of all of the JADA Street Fighter figures thus far. In my opinion, I'm not even going to say might. He is. He is definitely awesome. The final verdict for Sagat here, he is absolutely incredible. At a $30 price point, you are not going to beat this figure anywhere. Now, yes, the Tony the Tiger video that I did just a couple of days ago, if you haven't seen it, check it out because it's pretty good. Do it. He was $30. He came with a lot more stuff, but it's Tony the Tiger, so there's that. Sagat right here is fantastic. Highly recommend you pick this figure up for 30 bucks. Gotta get him. They're in some Target stores. They're hit and miss whether or not they're gonna be in your local Target, but they eventually will be in all of them. Pick him up. You will not regret it. But that's all I've got for Sagat here. He's absolutely fantastic. For JADA, I'm gonna give him an A+. He is top of the heap for them right now. And that's really all I've got for Sagat. If you haven't subscribed, click pause, scroll down, give us a subscribe, give us a like, give us a comment, share, all that good stuff. And with all that said, this has been Dad with Dad's Expensive Hobby, and I'll talk to you all in the next video.